Hi there. I'm going to give you some updates on the Petito versus Laundrie lawsuit. What they're suing for, how much they're suing for, and upcoming court dates, an important court order that was just issued. So we're going to look at the actual court documents. You know me, I like to look at the documents. So who am I? I'm Michele Hagan. I'm a legal analyst and a former prosecutor. I'm also, you may recognize me because I've provided a lot of legal analysis on the Elizabeth Holmes case. And I created this channel to give you more in-depth legal analysis. So let's take a look at, we're going to look at a couple things. We're going to look at 4 different court filings. We're going to look at the lawsuit, figure out what they're suing for, how much they're suing for. We're also going to look at some of the sheriff's summons and a court order that'll give us some idea of the dates that are coming up. Important dates coming up in April, May, and June. So let me share with you. And before I do that, let me just say thank you to everybody for subscribing. I really appreciate all your comments and your questions. So please do subscribe, like, share, and keep watching. All right, so let's take a look at the documents here. So I wanted to clarify a few things here. So here is the complaint. This is the lawsuit, and people have asked me, what is circuit court? Circuit court in Florida is their trial court. Okay, so let's scroll down here, and I wanted to show you some language regarding the lawsuit. It's a lawsuit for damages. It's based on emotional distress that the Petitos and the Schmidts, Gabby's parents, are alleging that the Laundries caused them. It's called emotional distress, and in particular, they used, let me go down here to words, egregious, let's see, hang on a second here. All right, in paragraph 31, it says, Brian's parents, Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie, exhibited extreme and outrageous conduct. Why that's important is because this is a tort lawsuit. It's a negligent lawsuit, negligence, and it's a lawsuit for emotional distress. And the reason they're saying extreme and outrageous conduct is because they're alleging that the Laundries caused them, inflicted intentional emotional distress. That's basically, when you use words like extreme and outrageous, it's higher than negligent or negligently causing emotional distress. What they're alleging is that the Laundries caused them intentional emotional distress. So it's extreme and outrageous conduct. So I just wanted to point that out because people have asked questions on that. All right, so let me show you, how do we know how much they're suing for? So I did a little research here. So here's the civil cover sheet, and this is information that a plaintiff would fill out to let the court know how much they're suing for. So let's go through it here. So what they're indicating is they're seeking over $100,000 in damages. All right, see, they checked the box for $100,000. You can go ahead and read this. It's a negligence case. Okay, then we'll keep going down here. The remedies they're seeking is monetary. So they're seeking money damages, not asking for people to go to prison or to jail. It's money damages. And they're also not asking for, if you see here, they're not asking for punitives. So it's just strictly monetary damages. All right, and are they asking for a jury? Let's see. So yes, in paragraph 8, they're requesting a jury. So the Petitos are requesting, and excuse me, it's Petitos and Schmidt. So Gabby's parents requesting a jury. They're seeking over $100,000 damages. They have filed a damages lawsuit based on emotional distress, including intentional emotional distress, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay, and this was filled out by their attorney, Patrick Kelly. All right, let's look at the summons. So the complaints are going to be served by the sheriff. All right, and here is the summons. It says to the state of California, the sheriffs of said state, you are hereby commanded to serve the summons and a copy of the complaint. Okay, so a copy of the lawsuit and they issued this both to Christopher Laundrie, Brian's father, and to Roberta Laundrie, Brian's mother. And then if you see here, it says defendant is hereby required to serve a written defense to said complaint. So in other words, the sheriff will go out and personally serve them, both Brian's parents, give them a copy of the lawsuit, the complaint that we looked at, and it's also advising them that they have to respond within a certain amount of time. They have to serve written defenses to said complaint. So in other words, they have to state out in writing what their defenses are to the allegations that Gabby's parents make. Okay, and when do they have to do this? Within 20 days. Within 20 days after being served with the summon from the sheriff, they have to respond to the lawsuit. They have to send their written response, the written defenses to said complaint, to Gabby's parents' lawyer, Patrick Riley. Okay, so here is the other one for Brian's mother. This is a summons for Roberta Laundrie. Same thing. She has to serve her written defense to said complaint within 20 days after she receives the summons. All right. I wanted to point out this is signed by the clerk of the court. Both summons were signed. And then here's some information. A lawsuit has been filed against you. You have 20 calendar days. It's calendar days that both Brian's parents have to respond to the lawsuit. A phone call doesn't protect you. They also advise you to go talk to a lawyer. And then it's also in Spanish. And it's also in French. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. And the last thing I wanted to show you was the court order that was just issued. So this again is the Petito versus Schmidt. So these are Gabby's parents versus Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, which is Brian's parents. It's in the South County Division H of Circuit, and it's the 12th Judicial Circuit Court in Sarasota. So it's the trial court level. All right, now here's the case management order. It's an order that the judge has already issued. It's already been assigned to a judge. And I'll show you who that is. Let's see. Let's go down here. The judge signed it, I believe, at the very end. Yeah. So Hunter Carroll is going to be the judge who's going to be overseeing this case, this lawsuit. All right. So, and it was just ordered on the 15th. So yeah, 15th. All right, let me go through quickly with this. It's a case management. Basically what this is it's letting both parties, both the Petitos, Gabby's parents and Brian's parents, know that we have certain rules that we have to apply. Basically, we're going to have a conference. We want the two parties to talk, both the plaintiff and defendants to talk and figure out whether they can meet and confer. And it basically says here, case management, so requires that the parties to meet and confer, so they have to get together, both sets of parents and their lawyers, within 30 days of the last party being served. So in other words, whenever the sheriff serves Brian's parents, within 30 days of that, they need to have a meet and confer conference between all parties, okay? And they do this outside the presence of the judge. They meet on their own, probably at one of the lawyer's offices, and they figure out the procedure that they're going to pursue. So let's see here. So it says the parties have to, let's see. The parties must submit the completed case management report to the court within 5 days. So in other words, the judge is ordering the parties to get together, to meet and confer, and to fill out a bunch of paperwork letting them know whether they're going to have expert witnesses, how long they think the trial is going to take, how many witnesses are going to have, so they can give the judge the heads up to figure out on scheduling when they're going to have the jury trial. So interesting, this is an order. Sometimes what happens is the parties will meet informally, and then if they can't come to an agreement, then they'll have a hearing. But we already know that the judge has set a mandatory case management conference, meaning they have to appear in front of the judge, right? So it's a mandatory appearance, and that date is going to be June 30th at 1:30 in South County Justice Center in Venice, Florida. And let's see, if you fail to attend, the court can dismiss, and the parties can choose to appear either at the courthouse in person or by Zoom. Usually, and this was what I was trying to point out earlier, they don't have to appear if they're able to come up with their agreements, but in this case, the judge is ordering it's a mandatory appearance. So they're going to go over all of these questions that I talked about. The information expert witnesses, how long they think the trial is going to take, etc. And then it says, let's see, both they're going to have a case management order, which the judge has already issued that. So we're looking at the order right now. This is it. And then it's letting us know that most cases come to jury within 18 months of filing. So it's called a general track case. Jury's cases should be disposed within 18 months. So 18 months of March is what? Between now and September of 2023. So they're going to have the trial between now and September 2023. Okay. So, and then it says the plaintiff has to serve the copy of this order on all defendants within 7 days. The parties have to meet and confer. This is paragraph 2 within 30 days after the last party being served. So this is again what I said earlier. Whenever the sheriff serves the last summons to either one of Brian's parents within 30 days, they need to get together and fill out this case management report. And then, let's see, the parties shall file the case management report within 5 days after they meet with the court. And then each attorney has to indicate what their email address is so that the court has a way to reach each of these attorneys. And then telling them that the parties have to comply with the local rules. Also saying that they're not going to have a court reporter at the hearing. So the parties have to arrange to have their own court reporter. And here's something that's interesting is the court's not going to allow any recording of the hearing. No one can take screenshots. All the recording of the proceeding is strictly prohibited. You're not authorized to make any audio-visual recording. So the court's not allowing any recording of the hearing coming up of the case management in June 30th. And then it's here signed by the judge. Okay, let me see if there's anything else here. I think that's it. Is that it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, here is what the parties are going to get together and talk about. This is the case management report. So this is what the judge wants Gabby's parents and Brian parents and their attorneys to get together and fill this out so they can give the court notice of, how long they think the trial is going to take, how many witnesses, etc. So here are the questions they have to get together. Have they parties met and confer? Yes or no? Case management submitted by who? The parties in the lawsuit, they're requesting a jury trial to begin within a date. So they're asking parties to propose the trial dates. You think it's going to last more than 5 days? Yes or no? Setting the case for trial at issue. That's just whether or not they wanted it to go outside the 18-month period in which to have a trial. I don't think that's going to apply. And then, do all parties agree? Date of the lawsuit. Let's see. What's interesting here is, do the parties believe a counterclaim, cross-claim? So in other words, Brian's parents could also file a counterclaim. They could raise their own claims against the Laundries if they wanted to. And they could have, I don't think there'll be third-party claims. Let's see. Anything else here? They have within 60 days to file a motion to dismiss. So within 60 days of that June 30th case management conference, they have within 60 days. So that's June, July, that's August. Before August to file any motions to dismiss Gabby's parents' lawsuit. That's another deadline. Let's see. Did the parties agree to exchange? They have to exchange witness and exhibit lists. This is all down the road here. But I'm just going to let you guys read this if you want. And if they're going to have experts in it, I'm sure they're going to have experts because this is emotional distress. So they're going to want to talk about how, the Laundrie's failure to tell them about where Gabby was, or that Brian had murdered Gabby, or any of that information that they're alleging caused them emotional distress, whether that's depression, anxiety, any kind of trauma. They're going to need expert witnesses for that. So they're going to be disclosing expert witness reports, doctors' reports. And let's see. And then they're going to have to also indicate final witness and exhibit list. And this is all in preparation for trial and discovery deadline, meaning they have to turn over whatever information. And in particular, regarding discovery, that would be where we would find out information like how do Gabby's parents know that Brian's parents were advised by Brian that he murdered Gabby? I mean, that's what's in the complaint. So how do they know that? And then how do the Petitos and Schmidts know that the Laundries were making arrangements to get Brian out of the country? How do they know that? And all of those allegations in the complaint, they're going to have to prove, and they would prove that through sending discovery requests, such as, written questionnaires, depositions, all of that, where they ask questions to find out what's the information to support these allegations. So anyway, I'm probably getting too technical, but I just wanted to show this to you. I'll let you go ahead and read it, so I'll just scroll through it. Okay, I think we're almost done here. Yeah, that's it. For completeness, I wanted you to see all this. Okay, so that's where we're at. So let's go over that again. So they have the next court date is coming up June 30th, and it's a case management conference. It's basically going over that case management report with all those questions that I just showed you that both parties are going to have to fill out. They're going to submit that to the court. The judge will be going over that case management report with the parties, scheduling the next trial date, any other matters that the court needs to take care of on that June 30th date. But we also know that both Brian's parents have 20 days once they get a copy of that summons and that complaint from the sheriff to file their written response, right? Whether they're going to admit or deny any of these allegations in the complaint. Are they going to, turn around and countersue the Petitos and the Schmidts? We'll have to find that out. So 20 days is approximately April 5th, assuming, they get served in the next couple days here. And then they have 30 days from that service to have a meet and confer regarding this case management report. So that would be May 5th, around approximately May 5th. Then the hearing date with the court, the case management conference hearing, is June 30th. And then the trial should be within 18 months of whenever they filed this, was March 10th. So that would be between anytime, it's not going to be now, but sometime before September of 2023 would be the jury trial. Now, of course, these cases, most of the time they do settle, and they are seeking damages over $100,000. So we'll have to see, but I just wanted to give you the update based on that court order that was just filed. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please do send them in your comments. I appreciate reading them and responding to them, and please do subscribe share, and like. And do subscribe. Thanks again for watching.